No.
Nope.
This is. I'm running out of tracks.
Probably Fix It Forward.
Southwest.
It is Mason. Yes, it is.
Okay, can we talk about the name about Fargo?
Fifths.
Every
Oh, yes.
time I hear fix it, what's it called? Forward
Fix it
Speedway?
forward.
Yes.
All I can think about is Fix It Felix Jr. from
Gosh,
like
if they do not use him as their mascot, they're missing such an
I
opportunity.
agree.
That
Okay.
would.
I'm going to be the dumb guy here. Who's Fix It Felix?
He is from Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
so there's two main characters. There is Wreck-It Ralph, and his main thing is I'm gonna wreck it, which is perfect for a racetrack because everyone is wrecking and all the things, right? And then what you need is like I'm gonna fix it, that's Fix It Felix Jr.
Welcome
I'm
back,
back
everyone, to the
again.
Track Packers podcast. We're episode 7 of season 5. We're coming off a pretty busy Memorial Day weekend, and now we're pretty much in summer weather. I guess Becca ordered the hot temperatures. We have Jessup on the front row alongside of John Breckel, myself, and Becca for a full field lineup. Jessup, how are you doing now that you're out of school for the year?
I got to go back tomorrow for CPR training, but that's okay. It's been fine.
I've always wanted to get trained up on CPR.
Honestly, it's a good skill to have.
I agree. I think hopefully doesn't come in. I mean, it's good that
Oh,
it would
here's the
come in
thing.
handy, but you don't ever want to be put in that situation, too.
True, but if you are, it's better to be prepared and put in a situation than not prepared. And at the very least, like they teach you like the basic steps of how to handle the situation. And if you're uncomfortable with the situation, you can be the person who's like in charge saying, you go call 911 or you two go stand out and meet the ambulance and then so forth. And but if it really does come down right to the point of you just got to really remember compressions and then learn how to use an AED, which is basically dummy proof and literally like fourth graders can do it and be successful. It's learning how to do CPR and your AED training is actually really useful, and you can get it pretty much for free or low cost within your community or your work or job setting. A lot of employers will eat the cost for you to have that certification done, and honestly, I highly recommend it as I've actually had to use it a couple times. And like I said before, it's better to be prepared for a situation that you don't want to be in rather than to be unprepared for the same situation and wishing you were. So get out there if you get the chance. Don't be afraid. Um, the instructors are all super nice and they'll help you learn and make it less uncomfortable.
Awesome. Yeah, I should definitely look into that. It's been kind of on my back burner list for the last few years, but good skill to have. So glad that you're taking part in that and have a little bit more free time now on your hands. Or I don't know if it's free time, but
There's no free. Someone's paying for my time somewhere.
I'll say the time's getting occupied in some way, shape, or fashion. John, how are you doing in Parts Unknown once again?
Did you like that I'm back in parts of no one?
He's in
So,
Indianapolis, Illinois.
so yes, yes. I had to go back in hiding again this week. I was in the real world way too long.
You have a stalker and you just have to fly away for weeks at a time?
Yes, yes, I actually do. This individual is blonde haired, usually in a beanie. And if you see this
Becca.
individual,
She's
they might refer to their self by multiple nicknames,
Reba.
which could include Reba, Rekka, or just Rebecca.
Oh, I didn't do Power.
I haven't heard Rekka in a while.
I haven't been wrecking a very, very long time, so
Yep.
Becca will make an appearance this summer. We'll see, but doubtful.
But yes, I'm traveling again for work this week, after the holiday. So I will be out and about for a couple days, and then I'll be back home in time for racing to end the week.
Excellent. Glad to know that you have your priorities in line.
Very much so.
Becca, how have you been doing? We've missed you.
Oh, it's been I don't know. Riley's been just on and off sick, and it's been hard. I think we're entering terrible too, so she'll just like start wailing and like laying on the floor, kicking her feet. It's kind of hilarious at the same time. Um, the good. Kind of weird to get into racing for me, anyways, just because I'm juggling so many things. And up until like this week, it didn't really feel very warm. It didn't really feel like racing season. And that has now, with this new swing of beautiful warm weather outside, I feel more excited and I'm more excited to do racing projects and do racing things. And I'm looking forward to this weekend's races. But it was nice to have last Friday off. It was just yucky in the first place. It was cold, wet, and rainy. But it was good to have a break after a few weeks of racing to start off the year here in Mandan and other places around the state. But now that it's finally beautiful outside, we've been spending a lot of time out on the deck. We got out the pool for Riley and the water table, and she likes going down the slide, and she likes to be on the swing. We're just spending a lot of time in the backyard, and it's just gorgeous weather to do all of that. So, super excited to get back to the racetrack and enjoy this beautiful weather.
You're the first person I thought of once it hit 90 degrees in late May. I'm like, Becca's loving this. Yeah, it's been a busy last week for me, and this week's going to be interesting, trying to combine racing and a full marathon that I haven't really trained up for. So Saturday especially might be very interesting for me if I'm able to walk at all or if I'm even going to make it to a racetrack. I'm hopeful, but a little concerned at the same time. So,
About Mason before, and he's going to do just fine. It'll probably be a personal record, and he'll be at the races doing 20 miles anyways.
Yes, he'll be just fine. He'll be walking around. I might have him run back and forth multiple times for me to do things. So, I mean, it'll just be fine.
yeah, now that I hear that, maybe that makes my decision on where to go on Saturday a little bit different.
Yes, I'm going to follow you wherever you go.
Oh,
It's not
boy.
going to be hard. He's going to be moving slow, so you'll be able to keep up with him, John.
It'll be like, yep, he'll be
Yep.
the turtle.
He'll be
That
wearing
is
his
true.
fluorescent vest, so you can't miss him either. So
Well, he stands out in a crowd anyhow.
I've been
does.
told that, surprisingly. Yes.
I was there and witnessed that night.
I was there too and witnessed it.
he seems like a. Oh, I don't know if it's a compliment.
Well, let's just say that she was she was a version of Rekka, except that was not Becca that said this comment.
You stand out. I mean, in a good way. I mean, your shirt. I mean, enough.
It was interesting because we were basically in 3 rows of the grandstand too. Becca was in front of us, and then I was in front of you two when this happened.
Yep. And I was next to Mason. I just turned and looked, and I was like, I think you've had enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
That
you've
was
had enough.
that was a fun experience during COVID year down in Huset's.
Yeah.
But we want to thank each and every one of you listeners and watchers of the Track Packers podcast, as we greatly appreciate the support. Got 2 shout outs this week, one to Kylan Vargason up in the Grand Forks area, loves listening to the podcast while he's at work. So thank you, Colin, for supporting us. And also Teddy Kashadi and 7K Racing. They've been great supporters from afar down in the St. Cloud and Minneapolis area, and I'd like to check out some of the content as well. So thank you all for watching and supporting us. What do we say we actually get the episode started? Because we have a lot to cover with the waving of the green flag and get into who or what we are repping. Jessup, who or what are you repping?
I'm repping my official shirt because I'm officially official.
Simple enough. John, who or what are you repping?
Well, so I had to pack a shirt, right, for racing. So I actually just threw something that I wore last week into the suitcase, but it's a good segue. I think I'm wearing the third annual Don Gumby Racers Memorial shirt. I think.
Third annual on it.
Yeah, I think it's the third annual one for the Don Gumby Racers Memorial, which is coming up next week. However, I do have a question for all you guys. Since it is going to be the 7th annual, you guys can name off the six winners for the mods.
Well, Quentin Kinsley's got one.
He's the defending one. Yep. So there's one.
Travis Tooley's got the one before it.
Colin Hibden.
He's got
Ooh.
at least.
Jessup, that's not right. You should get a yellow on that because Travis didn't get the one before before Quentin.
But he did get one.
Yes, it's true. Quentin had 2025.
Before Quentin, so
Travis had 2023.
who got it the year last year then? Was it Hibden?
Hibden got it in 2024.
Oh.
Okay, so there's three.
No,
Austin Arneson won one of the first ones, I think.
Okay. How many did Austin win?
Ooh,
Two.
that's a good question.
He won 2. He won the first and the third.
I feel like Casey Arneson also won. No? Did not get one?
oh, I have all this information. I'm just trying to do it from memory. I won't look it up.
There's 2 people that have won 2.
2 of them?
Yes.
Have we already said the other one?
Oh, yes.
Hibden's got 2.
Yes, he does.
Got 2.
Okay.
Yep. Hibden's got the second. The second annual was Hibden. And then the 5th annual was Hibden.
Okay.
Casey surprisingly did not have one. I was kind of surprised by that when I went back to the results. I thought he did, but nope, he did not.
Okay. Interesting. I would have bet a lot of money that Casey would have had one under his belt.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that's a nice little throwback shirt with would that have been
That's
a bomber?
Don's late model.
Oh, late model that back
It's,
at that
it's
time.
Don's late model from back, like, I want to say in the 80s.
Okay. Nice. Cool shirt, John. For the gear I'm repping, just repping one of the Street Stock Tour hats, kind of like the same I did a couple weeks ago. But this week for the shirt, I'm representing Jake Knapper. This is one of his older shirts, the number 66, was sort of modified out of Minnesota. He actually came home with a win just this past weekend down in Madison on Memorial Day with a last lap pass. First night out on his new car, too. So good start to the year for Mr. Knapper. That's who or what I'm repping. And Becca, who or what are you repping?
Sorry, I was thinking really, really hard, and then I just was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go look it up. So I'm looking up some stuff. Anyways, I am repping Zachary Madrid because our house. Okay, so it's beautiful outside, and I almost decided
for
to
Christ's sake.
because it is so nice outside. But I did not, only because I had a couple of emails I had to send. And I was like, oh, I'll just do a podcast inside. Anyways, the basement is really, really cold. Hence why my favorite. This is not my favorite, but I love to wear oversized hoodies and obviously a beanie. You know, got to keep the noggin warm. So anyways, I am repping Zachary Madrid, which is a very convenient hoodie because we're about a month away from the upcoming Dakota Classic Modified Tour. They have opened up registration, so drivers who race modifieds or I'm Safe stock cars can start registering for the tour this year. Big news came. I'm not sure if the podcast dropped on the day of or after the news was released that this year's IMCA modified champion of the Dakota Classic Modified Tour is going to go to Dirt in December. So not only is there just good prize money up for grabs, the points fun, tour is just fun in general, just to go racing for 6 days straight days. But this year's champion will go represent the Dakota Classic Modified Tour down in St. Louis in December. So super cool news coming out of the tour this past week. And Zachary Madrid is one of those well-known drivers from Arizona who comes on tour. Now, he moved to Iowa, but now resides in South Dakota, South Dakota. And he's one of those regulars you see on tour year after year. And it'll be fun to see Zach back on tour this year. And registrations have been coming in. Last I looked, I saw 28 stock cars signed up, and I want to say 17 modifieds at the moment. So big numbers, and we're not even a month away from the start of the tour. So I'm super excited for that. This warm weather feels like tour weather, and it gets me excited. So tonight we're repping Zachary Madrid.
Yes, it definitely does feel like Mod Tour week with the weather, and that's awesome to hear that there's been quite a few registrations,
Stock cars.
especially stock
Yep.
cars. And
Becca,
already
you forgot one other thing you're repping. That Mason doesn't usually rep for us. Yes, thank you.
Jessica and I actually wear this beanie a lot. I steal it back and forth from each other. I usually find it in his truck, and then he steals it back from me. So, and Riley wears it too. She likes to wear beanies as well. So.
And I have it in my racing backpack, so it goes with me to every single racetrack that I'm at during the summer.
How
I
about
also
you?
have one in my bag too.
That he never wears.
You really want to wear it right now?
I mean, Becca's wearing it,
It's cold.
She lives in an igloo. That's different.
so I mean, it is beanie season, Mason.
We had a
Kelkies
guy,
are part Eskimo.
we had a guy
I
come over
swear.
today, and they told Jessup, "Oh, you should close all the registers in your basement. It'll force more cold air to your upstairs." And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah. Well, that's who or what we are repping. All pretty cool shirts and gear. And we will move right into the Hot Sauce Hot Memory Rewind and give a shout out to Mr. Hot Sauce Isaac Sandro on the 12S IMCA Modified. He did quite a bit of racing this weekend. We've got 3 nights in. First in Jamestown, which unfortunately didn't go too well. And then Sunday and Monday at the Nodak Speedway, where he had a runner finish, I believe, on Sunday. And then, oh gosh, off of memory, like 7th, I want to say?
I think it was 7th. Yeah, it was 7th, or was it 6th or 7th, somewhere in that range, I think?
Something like that. So he ended the weekend pretty good after a rough start. So 12S
But-
race. Oh, go ahead.
Mason, when he broke, he was running 4th.
Yes, he was running really well at that point. Yep. So 12S Racing is his Facebook page. You can keep up with all of his updates on racing there. And if you were at the same track as him, stop on down in the pits. Feel free to say hi. Even though I did catch him with my drone, he was actually taking a little bit of a nap in the pits during that
I
time.
love that picture, by the way. I am definitely going to be using that at some point.
Yes, he got a good chuckle out of that too when I sent it to him today. But thank you, Isaac, for the support on the podcast, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
I love how Mariah's like just, right there as well, just kind of like sitting there watching. And there's Isaac sleeping.
Yep, pretty much. Alrighty, Jessup, do you have anything for the hot sauce segment this week?
Yes.
Go for it.
Even though school is out, class is still in session here with track packers. We move on in the hot, fast, and ready round. Remember, where this is 2003. We're looking at late models because, well, late models are late models, and they are cool. So, are we ready?
Yes.
The first one.
Is that Tony Daly?
Yes. Very good, John. Second one.
Is that Rick? God, what's his last name?
Not Esterholm.
Who's
Egglestrom.
Esther?
Egg. Is it like starts with like an EG or something like that? Eggersdorf?
What was that, Mason?
It's something Eggersdorf.
What was the first name again?
Oh gosh, I did an interview
You
regarding
said it
him.
already.
Steve? Rick
No.
Eggersdorf?
There you go.
Oh man.
Partial credit.
Yeah.
Why are they all 17?
Is that Tyler Lambert?
No, this is a guy
Is
from.
that Troy Leichner?
Yes,
Okay.
very good, John.
They're in numeric order, Becca.
Ah,
18. Is that Mike Hesselback?
Close. I'll give you 90%. Hessel Link.
Hesselink? Okay.
that Harry Hansen in the background.
Let's see for extra credit.
I'm,
His trailer is in the background, but I
Good
do
job,
not
Becca.
see Harry. So partial credit for Becca.
Yeah, Becca, you get partial credit. Good job. That's Steve Larson.
Nope. I don't know this person.
no idea.
Paul Brust.
Oh, I don't know that then.
Nope.
I'm gonna assume this is a. It says Burnix, but it looks like so.
Is he
This
from
has to
Wisconsin?
be.
I feel like he was from
That's a
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin one. That's
Yeah.
Cedar Lake. You can tell it's Cedar Lake.
Yeah.
If
'Cause
you're
I
not
recognize the name when
super
you said Paul.
close.
Hello.
Mason, did you freeze there for a second?
It froze on my end.
Okay, because I was like, okay, Justin, put that picture back up. Yeah, I mean, Mason needs to get better.
Not mad. I just expect more out of my.
Come on, Mason, you can take this one and get this one right.
Steve Larson.
There you go. Someone finally stepped up.
Thank
Back
you.
up.
Becca's too busy, like,
I
doing
don't
some.
know who this guy is either.
I bet you it's a race car driver.
That's pretty smart of you, John.
It's a nice late model.
I don't recognize this one.
Jeff Matijka? Matijka?
I don't recognize that either, that name.
No.
This is a nice looking late model.
It is. I like the paint scheme on it. It's very nice.
MCR. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
I don't have a name for this one.
Oh, well, then we won't use that one.
Let's see if you guys know.
I don't know that one.
Nope.
No,
Right.
I don't know that one.
I don't even know where that track is. Moving on.
That isn't Don Drew, is it?
It's Curtis Newberg.
Okay. I know Don
Oh,
Drew.
He's a
been
Minnesota
racing
guy.
a Gen X late model the last couple of years. I don't think
Okay.
he's raced
Oh.
in a while though.
Yeah, because I know Don Drew used to run super stocks back in the day. Is that Duffy Fromke?
No,
That's Brown County in the background.
That's why I was guessing like Duffy.
Ronnie Redang.
I don't know that one.
Neither
No.
do I. This is a nice looking late model.
It's the same font as Travis Sauer, almost.
Luke Roffus.
I don't know that one either.
Rofers. They're from Green Bay, Wisconsin, so that's going to be a Cedar Lake guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that should be an easy one. Here's your hint. They're out of Ashland, or not Ashland.
Is it a cop?
It is a cop. It is the patriarch.
I was just gonna say it's one of the dad.
Come on, Mason.
I don't remember his dad's name.
And he's a very good driver.
I'm sure he is.
For the Twin Ports area, legendary driver. Starts with a D.
Dale? Dale Cop? I,
I'm not mad, Mason.
I'm disappointed.
Thank you, John. This is none other than the Don Cop.
Don Cop. I don't know why I couldn't
Donnie
remember his
Cop.
dad's name.
Daryl.
It's Daryl Cop. I
I
don't
said
know.
Dale, not Daryl.
Either one.
Yeah, I don't know this person, so take a guess. This is probably very nice looking late model.
I like that. That's a very nice looking late model.
This can be Daryl Cop.
I don't know that one either.
I don't either.
Well, we're going with Daryl Cop. Down to our last two.
I look familiar. I've seen this card.
Kyle Peterlin.
Nope.
Is that a Hanson?
Nope. Keen Loxon?
Stone Lake Oil. I
Oh,
feel like that's a South Dakota car.
I feel like someone has done a throwback
I
paint
feel like
scheme.
Stone Hayward Home Center. That's going to be Wisconsin.
I,
Rutherford. Well,
either way, I'm like, nope, don't got
Not
it.
getting that. No.
Stone Lake. Last one. We might get this, we might not.
I like the number.
Brad Watts.
Yes. We'll end it on a successful note.
Mason's like,
Next
how
to
the heck did you
Daryl
get
Kopp.
Not a clue.
It's
Daryl
okay.
Kopp, for all I know.
Daryl Kopp.
I have two.
that? Oh, I got to go to the screen share.
That
Yes.
is going to be Richard Petty.
Not quite.
Mason, I feel like, is that like Boris said?
No, it is a pretty prominent road course racer who does not race currently.
Ron Bellows.
No, this driver has won road course races in both the Nationwide and the Cup Series. Most recently, I believe, raced the number 9 in the Cup Series.
Marcus Ambrose.
There you go.
Ace Elliott.
Good try. Good try. And then my one dirt track racing one.
Oh, that's Dave Pearson. Super Dave Pearson.
Nice.
That
Good
is
job.
kind of a cool looking car with the Starsky and Hutch look.
Yes, it is. Alrighty, now let me swing over to John's. John has 5. Oh gosh.
And okay, guys, so driver and track.
Okay.
I like that. That's always fun.
Number
That is
1.
Daytona. I'm going to say that's Jamestown.
It is Jamestown. Yep.
Mason, you're going to have to help me here. I don't know a 355.
I don't know a 355 either.
This driver still races.
That number?
No, that was a special number that year.
Is it Ryan Reuter?
No. Mason, you see this driver quite regularly in South Dakota.
Is it a Rosso?
No, but he's in the Midwest Modified division still.
Give me another hint.
Mm,
He races.
he still has a 3 in his number.
What division?
Jason, is it Todd Stark?
Not Todd Stark.
Jason,
division
no, it's
does
not
he
Jason
race?
Parker.
In the Midwest Mods.
In the Midwest
I
Mods.
love it. Is
Oh,
that Lauren?
Scott Hansen?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Okay. Wow.
That's a fun one.
The Circle Arrow Ranch sponsor should have given it away. Darn
Yeah,
it.
but that's Scott Hansen in Jamestown on the opener one year.
I should ask him what the significance of the 355 was.
You should.
huh. Well,
Go ahead, Jessup. You got this.
You got the track. Yep.
it's got to be Knoxville.
Knoxville?
I don't know any
With
other
the-
place but that.
With the Wissota car?
I can't read. Okay, leave me alone. Let's go. I don't know. Let's go Huron.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on. So everyone, pump the brakes real quick. You should know that I have never been to Huron.
But you like Huron.
big half mile.
I have never said anything close to that.
By the time he was snoring in his dream.
This is probably true.
You want to?
Oh, I love you, Mom. Well, I'm gonna go.
Also, it says say here on South Dakota is one of the sponsors.
Yeah,
Do you
right
know the
there.
driver? Jessup.
No.
Mason, do you know the driver?
This is Dale Ames.
It is.
Oh, cool. Another person I've never seen race.
Nah, that's not
Yeah.
true.
I was
I,
say, haven't you seen him at
I
the
don't think I
sites?
have.
Because he's been at the sites when Dale's at the sites.
I don't think I was there for that.
Yes.
I've only been to like 2 sites events, and one was only
He's
for
there
the
every
sprint
year.
cars. I was only there for the sprint cars.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This is why you've never seen him race.
Yep.
Okay, what track?
I want to say this is Aberdeen.
It is. Who are the 3 drivers?
Mike Mund.
That's one of them.
That's top.
Yeah. Good for me.
Is this during the Wasota 100 when it used to be in South Dakota?
No, this actually, I think it was during, I think it was one of the Rumble nights, maybe. But Becca, you should know one of these drivers too, very well.
Little
Yes.
Zach Frederick.
The middle, Zach Frederick, yes.
And on the bottom is Lance Haskell.
Yes. And the Haskell Farms in the back give it away.
I thought
Well-
that was Frederick's car in the middle. I was like, there's no way.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Becca got that one, and I pulled Mike Mund.
You did.
Yes. Okay. Jess, if this one's all yours.
Well, that's Brady Smith.
Thank you.
The track, is that. I'm getting weird vibes of Rice Lake.
That's not Rice Lake.
Gosh.
Okay, what part of Wasota is it at?
Central Minnesota.
Is this Brainerd
No.
No.
or Granite City?
No.
Okay, then
Um,
it's
it's not Ogilvy.
Say Princeton. I've never been there, so I don't know.
No, it's not Princeton.
Come
Princeton
on, Becca. You've
have
been to
that-
this track.
I've been there?
Yes, you've been to this track.
Oh, is this I-94?
No. Central Minnesota.
It's not Ogilvy.
Yeah, it is.
I was gonna say the only one left is Ogilvy.
And Ogilvy looks a lot different than what it used to look like.
This is the old Ogilvy.
I was gonna say I drank a lot of drinks that night, and I know
drank a lot of drink. I drank my drink.
I talked up Ricky Thornton so much that night because he was there and he didn't do well
Yep.
at all, and I felt like a silly goose.
That would be
Uh,
Jamestown,
Nope.
Dakota Speedway.
no,
Nope.
I feel like this is Cheyenne.
Nope.
This is River Cities.
Nope.
This is Minot.
Nope.
This is the track that closed down north of Lincoln.
Nope.
This is Cheyenne.
Nope. It's a North Dakota track.
Wishick?
Nope.
This is Williston.
Nope.
This is Botno.
Nope.
This is. I'm running out of tracks.
Probably Fix It Forward.
Southwest.
It is Mason. Yes, it is.
It's
What
West
is it?
Fargo.
This is West Fargo.
Oh.
Okay, can we talk about the name about Fargo?
Ifs.
Every
Oh, yes.
time I hear fix it, what's it called? Forward
Fix it
Speedway?
forward.
Yes.
All I can think about is Fix It Felix Jr. from
Gosh, if they do not use him as their mascot, they're missing such an opportunity.
I agree.
That would.
Okay, I'm going to be the dumb guy here. Who's Fix It Felix?
He is from Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes.
Have
He's
not
the
seen
one
that
who
movie.
He's
End up marrying the baddie.
Nathan, I'm gonna send you some images that you need to insert into this podcast.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. Fix It Felix. I think he married up.
Yes, he did. Anyway,
yes.
So there's 2 main characters. There is Wreck-It Ralph, and his main thing is I'm gonna wreck it, which is perfect for a racetrack because everyone is wrecking and all the things, right? And then what you need is like, I'm gonna fix it, and that's Fix It Felix Jr. So
Yep.
when I think of Fargo's new name now, it's all I can think about is Wreck-It Ralph and all I think about.
Love that.
It is pretty spot on.
Well, they haven't opened the season yet, so hey, maybe you gave them an idea to try out this year.
I already sent them the
Maybe.
idea a few weeks ago. We'll see if they actually use it, but they're
Now, Jerry Lamb's the first one I want to guess, but I don't think it's a Jerry Lamb car.
Nope.
what
Where is
track?
this?
Oh, never mind. I remember now. Fargo. Okay.
He would be retired by then,
Yeah.
according to Becca.
Stop.
We all know this driver very well.
Jason Walla.
No.
Damagala.
Does this driver still race with the same number?
Not the same number, but he still races the same class. We just saw him on Saturday.
I did not see anyone on Saturday.
Well, it sucks to be you. The rest of the three of us saw him.
Did he
Kelly
win?
Hoggle?
Nope.
Did they win on Saturday?
No.
Did they place on Saturday?
Guy's got a pretty cool little nickname too.
Doc say.
Gosh, this is. I have no idea.
This driver
Don't say. Don't say. Don't say. I want to guess.
this driver used to run over at the Dakota Speedway with his street once in a while. Lived
AC
in
status?
lived in Minnesota for a while. Ran over in I-94, Alexandria, as well as Fargo.
Billy Chris?
His family lives in Jamestown. He's followed people and helped out with the tour for many, many years.
Oh, Critter?
Yes.
What?
So mad at us.
Oh, we are going to get so much trash talk from
Gosh.
Critter. I don't
Wow.
like it.
I
I couldn't tell it was Critter because he had his hair then.
Yeah, he probably had his afro. I'm gonna track down that picture too.
Can't believe you guys did not even pick up on that one with Chris Ritter.
Why would I
No.
know that? I've only known him as 17.
I know, but you're friends with him. You should know his past.
Wow.
yeah, that stumped all of us. Dang. Good selections for the hot sauce segment this week. Now, so that'll do it for the hot sauce segment. We'll move into our track pack report. I did accidentally skip over 'cause
McLean.
it was a what's that?
McLean.
No, that's in the new agenda now. That's just
Okay.
wasn't in the
Don
screenshot.
McLean?
John doesn't look at the agenda. He wouldn't know those little details.
I mean,
What is
there's
an
an
agenda?
agenda.
Yeah, is there an agenda? I did.
Why is
skip-
an agenda?
So we did have a very busy weekend, although the weekend really didn't start off great as far as news in the racing world, because we found out that we lost one of the biggest stars and people in the sport with Kyle Busch, tragically with the severe illness and sickness that he endured last week. I've only got to watch Kyle race in person a couple of times. I don't think I ever got like an autograph or anything like that, but man.
One.
He was a fun guy to watch on the track and off the track, and he's definitely going to be missed.
A little bit more these days.
And just think, Becca wanted me to throw that, and I kept it.
I would never throw this.
Yes, you did. You were like, I hate Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is evil. Chase Elliott's way better than him. I will cheer my Chase Elliott. And just to think, we have an actual piece of Kyle in our house.
We actually have quite a few driver autographs.
Well, unless Kyle was your favorite driver, you were probably annoyed with him at some point during his racing career.
Yeah, you're not wrong in that, Mason, too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just so sad. Mason, as you mentioned in a Facebook post, I feel like it really captured my feelings as well. It's just another piece of my childhood gone.
Yeah.
Just because I also go back and rewatch all those races from the past in my childhood, and he was one of the final pieces still remaining from my girlhood NASCAR days, and Denny Hamlin's probably the only one left. Yeah.
Who is left? Hamlin?
Pretty much Hamlin, I think, is the longest one remaining. I think because his rookie year is 06 and Kyle's is 05.
I think Denny's about the last one from that era.
Yep. I think after that would probably be Logano in '09.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never liked Logano.
Yeah, it
Well, you
really
leave the
stinks.
logo alone.
I think the
Really
other thing,
stinks, especially because he just won a truck race the last week.
Friday he won a truck race and then ended up getting sick Wednesday and passed on Thursday. And I think like what some people said too, a lot of the drivers had said it this week too. It's more shock, right? I think a lot of people are still shock based. I know I am still
Mhm.
shock based to think that okay, Kyle's gone. I mean, he's not going to be on the track anymore, or be in media appearances anymore, or anything like that. So yeah, I just feel for the family. The family is by far what I feel the most for.
It
And I
was
feel
definitely
like
a heart wrenching pre race too on
It
Sunday.
was.
yeah, I definitely cried like a baby on Sunday. I feel like we don't take our health very seriously. A lot of us don't. Like when I'm sick, I'm just like, I'll keep taking my Dayquil. I'm eventually gonna get over whatever we have, and sometimes you just need to go to the walk-in, or sometimes you just have to go to the clinic and just get the really good stuff so that you can just get rid of whatever you might have, right? And I feel like Kyle is probably one of those guys that's like, you know what, I'm just gonna kick it on my own. And whatever he was dealing with, it just never got better. And in time, it got worse. And
Yeah, just honestly, guys, I think even just like take a step back and I know we're all busy, like all of us busy professionals, busy in our lives, busy in our personal lives and everything else. But yeah, when you're not feeling well, you gotta slow down and let your body heal and stuff on that one too. I mean, obviously this is all hindsight, right? With everything that we're talking about here too. But unfortunately, once once a bacterial infection or something else like that takes a hold of you, it's hard to get rid of it. And yeah, and it sounds like it took over pretty quick and he really didn't have a fighting chance, unfortunately.
Hmm. Yeah, so the racing world's going to look a little bit different moving forward. And this weekend, with all the racing taking place, there's definitely quite a few tributes to Kyle. Definitely saw them actually in person as well around the local scene too. So he definitely touched a lot of folks in racing on a local and national level, and even in other sports. They were paying tribute to Kyle, and so thoughts and prayers out to the Bush family and handling all of this and getting through it. And definitely going to miss the 18 and the 8 out on the track. So, with that, a little bit of a somber note, but we are going to move into our track pack report, which is pretty hefty. Want to thank Paul Bunyan Mini Storage out of Bemidji, Minnesota for jumping on board with us this year. Of course, you can store it all with Paul. You can pack a lot of stuff in whatever size unit you may need out in Bemidji. They have 3 convenient locations, just like we're going to do with our track pack report. We're going to fill it full to the brim of stuff. And so get a hold of Dean Eggebron and his crew out in Bemidji. They can kind of point you in the right direction on what size area you may need for whatever goods and activities you want to keep in storage. And so thank you, Paul Bunyan Mini Storage, for the support on the Track Packers. This week, I'm going to kick it off to John because he got the weekend started on Thursday as well as I did. What happened over at the McLean County Speedway for their season opener?
Yeah, so they started their season on Thursday night, which a pretty nice field of cars, pretty good full grandstands too. I think they had right around 70 cars in their divisions, and I'll go through the winners here and kind of talk about a little bit of the races. So the sprint cars were the first ones up with the wingless sprints. It was Miles Tomlinson who won that race. The Lawsons were right there in the mix of it as well, but it was Miles that kind of had the field covered in his wingless sprint car. Congratulations to him for picking up the win on Thursday. Then into your hobby stocks, that was a good race up front between Diesel Reynard and also Aiden Paul. Aiden Paul made the pass for the win coming out of turn 2 down the back straightaway on the last lap and picked up his win, his first one in McLean this year in his hobby stock. So congratulations to Aiden Paul. In the Index Legends, it was a battle between Preston Martin and the Madler brothers. Casey Martin was also up front in that race, and Preston Martin picked up his first win of the holiday weekend in the 77 machine. In your sport mods, it was good to see Tim Goodwin pick up a win. That was a really good race. Tim came on the high side. got around the battle up front with the two leaders, and ended up picking up a very popular win over there in Underwood after he got hurt on the way home from a race in Underwood. Just basically a few years back. So it's good to see Tim back in victory lane in Underwood. And then the stock cars rounded out tonight, and they had some hard fought battles up front. But in a brand new B&B chassis, it was Gabe Deshaw that picked up his first win in the first night in that car for 2026. And that car looks very sharp and was very fast on Thursday night over in Underwood. So yeah, a great opener in Underwood. Always enjoy going over to that track and supporting them. They did a really good job keeping the track up to date for racing improvements, and then also has some hard fought battles in the future events. So yeah, good night overall in Underwood to start their season.
Good deal. Good deal. Taking place across the state was the River City Speedway, racing on a rare Thursday. They like to race on Thursdays before holiday weekends, so that way their staff and other drivers can do other plans for the weekend. And they had their regular classes with Street Stocks, Midwest Mods. The NLRA Late Models had their season opener, and the NOSA 410 Sprint Cars with special guest NX Legends. And so some pretty good racing overall in the classes there. Street Stocks kicked things off. It was Cole Gresseth taking the win in front of Greg Josie. Of course, Cole's been pretty dominant around the River Cities over the last couple of years, and while he got to the front pretty quickly, Greg didn't let him get away. He was within a couple of car lengths, and so Cole gets another win in the Street Stocks. Midwest Modifieds went to a new winner in that division. His first win, I believe, at River Cities was Dylan McCoggan out of Canada. He held off the likes of Austin Hunter, Jory Berg, Aaron Blacklands, a host of others. He led pretty much from start to finish, and he looked really good. I think he's got a new car this year, so big congrats out to him for getting his first River Cities feature win. Late models were up third on the program. Very solid field of 25 late models. At first, it was Brad Seng and Shane Edgerton duking out at the front, but the one TPO of Tyler Peterson and that Josh Richards lookalike was slowly making his way to the front, trying to use the high side. The track had a little character, so he'd be railing the high side and hit a little bit of a rut and have to regroup, but eventually about halfway through the race he made the pass and went on to get the feature win in front of Edgington and Sang. Then the NX Legends came out on the track, 19 in attendance, and this was a pretty dang good race. Ryan Brossard led from the get-go, but 2 and 3 wide behind him between Ty Wilkie, Sean Johnson, Colton Miller, who's looked pretty strong to start the year, but then slowly but surely working his way up was the 79 Scotty Richardson. And Scotty actually used the high side to make the pass with just a couple laps to go, and he went on to get the feature win. So congratulations to Scotty Richardson. And then the NOSA 410 Sprint Cars with 22 on hand. They started off with Blake Eglin taking the lead early, and he was whipping through lap traffic pretty darn quick while Jade Hastings and Mark Dahmeyer were trying to track him down. Took him a while to get around the 26, but those two then started to duke it out through lap traffic. They swapped leads several times. It was a really, really hard-fought race. Unfortunately, coming to the checkered on the first go-around, Mark Dahmeyer tangled with the lap car and ended up rolling over. So thankfully he was okay, but unfortunately that ended his night. We had another red flag just after that with Zach Wild rolling over, and he was also okay, but that basically cleared the way for Jade Hastings to go and get the feature win in front of Blake Eglin and Andy Pick, who started 20th on the field, finishing in third. So that was your night over at River Cities. Pretty entertaining night of racing. Really, the racing just got better as the night went on. Like each class, the racing was good, and just each race progressively more and more entertaining. So pretty good start to the weekend. Friday, unfortunately, the nearest track, people were asking me, like, are you going anywhere for racing? I'm like, well, a lot of tracks canceled on Thursday in preparation for Friday's weather, which was cold, dreary, and wet. And I think the nearest track from here was either Great Falls or Marshalltown. So it's like, that's a no. Not going anywhere for racing on Friday. Saturday, a few tracks also succumbed to weather, but one of the tracks that did not get canceled by weather was the Jamestown Speedway, which 3 of us were in attendance for their season opener. Jessup, you were a busy bee on Saturday. How did Jamestown go from your eyes?
Jessup, you were playing in the mud.
I was playing in the mud. I'd break it down like this. Overall, I think Jamestown had a lot of things stacked against it going into the night. Track wise, it was going to be super heavy, and they had to work a lot of water in not only the track but the pits itself. And then it's the first night opening jitters, and all the new drivers were all, what would you say, antsy to get racing, and they were pretty they were pretty worked up for the opening night. And then um I think it's important to understand that go when you start looking at like the results, when you see like half the field's not finishing. But the racing itself was good. I thought um, it was interesting. You could race high, you could race slow, but the middle was very treacherous, especially a spot coming out of four down the middle of the front stretch. There was a really nasty rut that was eating cars alive. And then I didn't think one and two was that terrible compared to other parts on the track.
Mm. I actually
There
thought
was
maybe
a big,
I
there
thought
was a big,
I thought 1 and 2 might actually be the worst of the two turns.
That's
To
what
be
I was
honest with
thinking
you,
too.
because I
oh,
feel like
I,
the middle in 1 and 2 was pretty choppy. Um, the
but you
bottom
could
was
run
okay,
high.
but yeah,
Yep.
but high you
You,
could run, but high was like really treacherous to where the berm was literally on. I think it was over the edge actually of the of
yep.
the track. So it's like you get up there, but you literally were on the lip.
Well, I figured if you could run either low or high on one and two, you would be okay. It didn't seem like it
Mm-hmm.
was that
Yep.
as rough as the middle.
Yeah,
Let's
100% agree on both turns. Yep.
And years past, one's always had that massive hole that would
That
swallow cars
dent.
alive,
Yep.
and it wasn't as horrible as I thought it could be.
Same. I agree with you on that, Justin. Yep.
So I give a little more credit to one and two than three and four, because I expect three and four to be in good shape all the time. And apparently, drivers like to drive off a three.
That
Yeah.
is true. There was a lot of driving off of 3.
But racing was good, I thought. Little controversy here and there and all that good stuff, but it'll get tightened up and things will get better.
Excellent. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good opening night. That's the one thing I got to remember too with a lot of these tracks. It's the first night of the year. It's not going to go perfect, and you kind of just want to get the season rolling. You kind of get people who are maybe in new roles that are working at the track, kind of get acquainted with race night and everything, and then drivers coming out for the first time. Maybe they've had a test and tune. Maybe this is their first time actually racing against a more full field of cars. And car count was actually pretty solid, 117, and pretty solid in all the divisions. So that was also very, very good to see. What about you, John? Any takeaways before we get into the results?
Yeah, I didn't think it was too bad. Obviously, track had character, right? When I got there in the basically right after the pit gate opened, around 4:30 is when I got to the track on Saturday. And when I looked, I was like, boy, the grounds are really muddy. They reminded me of night one of the Stampede grounds from last year when we were there on Saturday. Except definitely not drying as quick as probably what it did even for the Stampede basis, because we had a couple days there to make sure everything kind of dried out. The other thing too that was interesting to me was Mason, how did you think grandstands were?
I thought they were really good.
I thought
I
that was
did
really
too.
good.
I
thought
thought grandstands were really good too. Which was kind of funny because when I first started the night on the mic with the kids wheel, I was like, okay, grandstands don't look too bad. And then I looked down after it must have been like Midwest Mod Heats, and I was like, boy, they're really filled in.
Yeah,
It was a
So-
beautiful night, too.
I would say about 80 to 90% full.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was a pretty good night overall from like attendance wise on that one too. And then yeah, 117 cars overall in the pits, and even with the character in the track, I know we were talking about this a little bit. Drivers were thankful to get the season started. Plus, there was still a lot of battles. I was surprised how much side by side racing, and it was tacky, right? So it was definitely tacky, but there was a lot of really good battles throughout the fields.
So yeah, let's get into results for Jamestown on Saturday, starting with your slingshots, which went clean and green to the finish. So good job to these slingshot drivers on a clean race to start off feature action. It was Jager Mullen taking the win in front of Landon Hallgren, and I believe, John, I didn't make it over to Victory Lane. Was that his first Jamestown win?
I think his first one ever.
Oh, first one ever.
Mhm.
Nice. Well, he looked really darn fast in that 11M machine. And to hold off a guy like Landon Holgren, who is very, very good in the slingshot division. Very good, nice job, and congrats to Jagger Mullen on the feature win. Your Bombers and Hobby Stocks then were on the track after a little farming session, or not a farming session, kind of like a water and
More just a
prep
water session. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just kind of getting things ironed out for the features. Pretty entertaining racing your Bombers.
Yeah, 21 cars, Mason. And it was very entertaining between the likes of Billy Carroll, Lane Stopworth, and then Cade came kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah. Cade Gensko came out from the third starting position. Caro and Stopworth are kind of duking out side by side, and I think they got together a little bit down the front straightaway, and Cade went past both of them. And pretty much from there, he set sail. Yeah, so that was great to see him get his first Jamestown win.
That is correct. First Jamestown win for Cade.
Yes. And another note from the hobby stocks, Leanne Christensen, they did tribute laps in honor of Larry.
Yep.
Correct on that?
Yep.
Larry before the races. And she announced that this was her last regular race over at Jamestown. So they did a nice little tribute and picture with all the officials in victory lane. And so that was a nice emotional moment as well.
Yep. 38 years Leanne had over there from racing, and I think documented to be one of the first females in full-time racing within North Dakota.
Wow. A lot of history at the Jamestown Speedway, and that's another piece of it, too. So I know Leanne will still be around the track from time to time, but just not behind the wheel as much since Larry has passed. And so that was a good, feel-good story from the Bombers with both Cade winning and Leanne having a pretty solid run in the 24 machine as well. Then it was your Midwest Modifieds. I believe they had 25 Midwest Modifieds.
Correct. Yep, correct.
So Solid Field there had a couple early cautions, and then they went green to the finish, and it was quite the battle through lap traffic as Aaron Beyer was leading the way and holding off a hard-charging Brennan Waite. And I figured as soon as Brennan got around him that, like, okay, now Brennan's going to get away. But then Brennan had a little bit of a slip-up in one of the ruts, and Aaron got back by him. So that was a fun race to watch, too.
Yeah, and don't forget about Rodin. Lucas kind of came out of nowhere to get into the top two at the line, and then nice to see Jared Klein back.
Yes.
So in the top five, along with Jared Winstead.
Yeah, because we found this out a little bit later in the year. He actually got injured in a wreck down in Aberdeen, I believe, midway through the year last year, and so that's part of the reason why he was not behind the wheel as much in 2025. And so, yeah, nice to see Jared back behind the wheel and hasn't lost a step. So, Brendan Waite ended up with the feature win, and Lucas Rodin ended up in second. And that was about this time of night that John broke the microphone in victory lane.
No. I broke the microphone before that because that was during the Bombers.
Ah, that's right.
So I was trying to figure out what to do for victory lane with Midwest Mods. So I had to have everybody come up to me. You know.
Yes, John was being lazy.
They had to come up to the announcer's tower.
Just being
lazy.
I was
there for that.
Yes, you were.
It happened.
Then it was your NX Legends with a solid field of 27 cars, and this was also a very entertaining race. We had 2 and 3 wide action and a lot of moving and shaking. It was Noah Madler, and I believe who was on the front row, Bentley Moss, who looked really good.
He did. He's looked good to start the season. He looked really good in Underwood on Thursday, too.
Yeah, he was leading up with Madler for the first few laps, and then, of course, you got the usual suspects coming into play. You got the Donovan Weiss, Preston Martin, Gage Madler, Austin Weiss coming from 12th starting position, which, by the way, Austin, work on your drawing skills. Holy smokes.
I agree. I mean, it's you know, first you draw bad yourself, Austin, and then you have Kayla draw for you, and she doesn't draw any better. And then we had McCoy draw for a while, and he was doing okay, but now he's just as bad as you guys are. So I think we're down to Claire.
Yeah. Not great drawing in the Austin Weiss camp. But as the race went on, it was Preston Martin who would get the better of Noah Madler after a fierce side-by-side battle. I think Preston got the lead at the time of a caution by just a few thousandths of a second.
It was like 5 1,000ths of a second or something like that right at the line. So yeah, he picked up the lead and then kind of set sail after that. But yeah, second, third, fourth, fifth, we're going at it after that.
Yep, so Preston Martin from the 10th starting spot got the win. Colton Miller, another great run, finishing the run-up spot, and Noah Madler settled for third with Austin Weiss fourth from 12th. So definitely a lot of passing and moving in that race. Then it was your Minnesota Street Stocks, 16 Street Stocks on hand. It was a long green flag run to start that off as Tony Smith kind of took the lead early and started to set sail on the field. He's looked really good in that car to start the year. And then you had the likes of Cole Gresseth and Billy Christ trying to run him down, and Billy Christ was using a smoother line up on the high side. Kind of a little bit different than previous races, although Brendan was using that same line, but he was kind of whipping around the top, and he made the pass on Tony about halfway through the race and then had to survive one late restart in front of Cole Gresseth to claim the win.
Yep. Only one caution in that race.
Yeah, nice clean race for the Minnesota Street Stocks. Gresseth ended up second. Tony Smith settled for third, and nice to see Greg Josie come up from Grand Forks with the top 5.
And nice to see the Banishes back.
Yes, both Bob Banish and his son Joey back behind the wheel in Minnesota Street Stocks. So nice to see the Banish crew back at the track.
Yes.
And then the IMCA Modifieds with 18 on hand finished out the night. And this was a little bit of an attrition-laden race, although a very, very entertaining race. John, talk about the race.
They couldn't keep it going, unfortunately. I mean, there was some really good battles throughout that race between John Nord, Scott Gardner, Travis Tooley, Chris Mack. Nice to see Chris Mack back behind the wheel as well this year. And yeah, it was basically Nord that got the lead, but he had to fend off the likes of Travis Tooley and Scott Gardner. And at one point, Scott got around him on the high side after a restart, and then they dueled it out side by side for a while. Tooley got back involved in that battle up front again too, because it was like Nord was more in the bottom to middle, and Scott and Tooley were trying to go more high side based. And it was all a momentum thing. 1 and 2, Travis and Scott could not get through 1 and 2 super good. Scott could get through 1 and 2 a lot better than Travis for Tooley. But Tooley and Scott could get through 3 and 4 really well compared to John in the bottom. And that's where they made up a lot of their time. So very entertaining race between those two. But it was John Nord that picked up the win with Travis Tooley in second.
Yeah, and kind of the way the cautions fell, I know Scotty got the lead on one of the last restarts, and then just the way the caution came out, Nord got back around him, and I'm sure Scotty's kind of like, had one there, but the way that car's looked to start the season, I'm sure he'll be competing for quite a few wins in the 2026 season.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for, I'm excited for the modifieds in general, right? Mod Tour is going to be upcoming here in about a week. Mod car counts went back up again this weekend with everybody coming kind of back out for Memorial Day weekend, kind of the first starter. Actually, a lot of car counts were really healthy this weekend too, which is very nice to see across the state. And it'll be interesting once we have some, once the modified drivers start traveling around, testing new tracks, bigger shows upcoming, to see how those battles go, because there's a lot of really good talent in the state for IMC modified drivers.
Yes, there is. Only a month away from the Mod Tour, and so that was your night for season opener at Jamestown. We still have Sunday and Monday. I'll start with Sunday. Over to the Viking Speedway for the first night of the Dirt Race Central Street Stock Tour, as the first 2 got rained out in conjunction with the Colin Nelson Memorial in memory of the track photographer over there, Colin Nelson. Very, very fitting celebration for him, and a nice speech by Crystal Austin's and one of his close friends over there during intermission. A lot of great memories shared about Colin. So they had their regular classes along with the street stocks, of course. Midwest Modified started things off. They had a pretty solid car count of 28 Midwest Mods in attendance. Had a little bit of attrition throughout the night, had a couple of rollovers in the various classes, but overall pretty good racing. Midwest Mods, it was the Josh Music show all night. Checked out in his heat, checked out in the feature, even with track champion Travis Engebretson trying to run him down. Josh Music had the fastest car on hand, so he kick off feature action with the win. Engebretson in second, Tyler Bitson in third, and Ron Sauer from 20th to 4th. So great run for, I believe he's 71 or 72 years old. Still kicking. In the Minnesota Street Stocks, 27 on hand. Very good turnout, especially considering with just the one lone show for the weekend. I was a little concerned, but 27 Street Stocks showed up. Very, very great field of cars. It was early on a battle between Justin Vogel, Kyle Dykoff, and Jeff Ekdahl. Unfortunately, after one of the restarts, Jeff kind of got sideways after going through one of the ruts and overcorrected and ended up rolling over 3 to 4 times. He's okay. The car actually doesn't look too bad, and he was just like, we'll be back. You don't have to worry about that. We'll be back out there. I'm like, all right. So after that happened, it turned into kind of like the Kyle Dykoff and Eric Riley show. And they'd be battling, duking it out, and then they'd kind of settle with Kyle leading the way through a few cautions. Unfortunately for Dykov, though, he broke a left front ball joint with about 8 laps to go. And so that opened the floodgates for Eric Riley and Justin Vogel to get on by. And from there, Eric Riley checked out to the feature win in front of Vogel. Mark Blom, recently unretired, finished in third, and Nick Trainer driving a borrowed car in fourth. So pretty diverse top four. Top five was Braden Fleck in his first visit to the Viking Speedway. So shout out to Braden Fleck as well. Hornets, it was the Jeff Roner show like it normally is until he broke leading the race. And so he had probably about a half a straightaway lead at that point. So unfortunate break for the 08 of Jeff Roner, but that opened the door for Hunter Goulet in the 701 to take advantage, and he'd cruise on to the easy feature win. He started in the 8th position, so he had to do a lot of passing. He finished in front of Chase Goliath and Adam Trainer in third. Super Stocks. Weird night for the Super Stocks. Ryan Satter won his heat race by a half a straightaway, but blew the motor in the process. So, unfortunately, Satter was not able to start the feature and opened the door for Jordan Hankemeyer in that nice 91 Super Stock. Led from the start of the green flag. That car looked fast up front. He would hold off the Castribas to get the feature win. And he's looking pretty good in that 91 car to start the season as well. And then your race of the night was in the Wissota Modifieds, as Jason Tennis was your race-long leader, but trying to hold off the likes of Dusty Bitson and Brady Gertis. Now, Tennis was running the low line, while Dusty Bitson was trying everything to make consistent laps on the high side. He would pull alongside, but just was not able to complete the pass. Came up about a half a car length short at the finish line. And so Jason Tennis getting a very popular win to close out the Memorial Day Sunday at the Viking Speedway.
Is that Jason's first time out this year too?
No, I believe he's been out at I-94 as well, and I think he also raced last week at Viking.
Okay.
But he's had a mixed bag of luck over the last year. So it was good to see Jason back in victory lane. That's a big confidence booster for him. Nodak Speedway racing on Sunday. John, you got to take in Nodak.
They had a good car count. 111 cars in their divisions on Sunday. So very good night over in Nodak, and night one of two for the Memorial Day weekend special. It started off with the stock cars. The stock cars had a very nice field of 26 cars on Sunday night. However, attrition, like the mods over in Jamestown on Saturday, was very much there. I think they finished 10. 9 or 10 cars is what they finished with in that race, and some pretty big wrecks in that race too. But overall, it was the Gabe DeShaw back-to-back show in his stock car. So Gabe won over on Thursday in the McLean County Speedway, and his second night on the car over in Minot on Sunday, he won again. So Gabe looks really good in that B&B chassis to start the season, and picked up a win. Definitely had some carnage on the right side of that car with a couple of wrecks and also in the front of the car, but he survived and was able to get the win. The next class up was the IMCA Sport Compacts. Always an entertaining race. It was Harrison Schwartz who picked up his first ever win in the 83 machine. So at the Nodak Speedway, that is. And congratulations to Harrison for being in victory lane over there in the 83. He's got a red car this year in that 83 machine. In the IMCA Sport Mods, very nice field of cars as well out there on Sunday. And it was a battle up front between Keenan Glauser, Chad Strachan, as well as Robbie Roselli was up there for a little bit. And Tim Goodwin was right there as well. But it was definitely the Keenan Glauser and Chad Strachan show through the slower lap traffic. And Keenan got around Chad to pick up the win with about 5 to go and held on to pick up the win over on Sunday in the Sport Mods. In the hobby stocks, they were the next class up. And Caden Appelt has been almost unbeatable this year, but he almost gave it away on Sunday. Lap 1, he goes into turns 1 and 2 and goes off for the high side of 1 and 2. He said he kind of had reminiscent of, am I going to roll like I did a couple years ago off the high side of 1 and 2? It immediately went through his head. He got back on the track. They did make a lap. There was a caution that came out, so he got to restack within the field. But he drove a hard race through the field and was able to get by Diesel Rainer to pick up the win. Zach Eubanks, very nice run into second, and then Diesel Rainer into third. In the modifieds, that ended the night, and My heart went out to Marcus Tomlinson. Marcus was leading that race. They had 22 mods, 21 or 22 mods in attendance on Sunday. Marcus was leading that race and got together with a lap car coming out of turn 2 when the lap car got sideways in front of him and cut down his right front tire. When he had that race kind of in hand from the start, basically of the feature, he took the lead within the handful of the first couple of laps and led until almost about 8 to go. And when he got that tire cut down, that gave the lead then to the big show. Walla got the lead with Hagen on the high side. And on the restart, the reason why is because when Marcus cut the tire down, Marcus pulled off the track. However, there was a caution that came out because I'm not exactly sure what happened. I just saw the aftermath of it. But Sean Strand either got too high or got tight coming out of turn number 4 and smacked the front straightaway wall with his 99 machine. And that brought out the caution. And he was done for the night. Sean did drive the car back and was out again on Monday. But it was a pretty hard hit on the front straightaway wall. All of a sudden, I just saw his car go into the wall. And at one point, I actually thought it might have been Isaac because it was a black car right away and I didn't see. And it was Sean that hit because I was following Marcus as he went off the top of turn 4. Luckily, Marcus got his tire change and was able to rejoin the field. But on the restart, Walla had the lead over Hagen. Jason led the first lap after the restart, goes into 1 and 2 on the next lap and loops it all by his lonesome on the bottom. And that gave the lead to Hagen, and Hagen kind of drove away with the win. Isaac finished second. Very nice run to Isaac in second. And Stephen Pfeiffer, who started deep in the field, worked his way into the top 5. So it was a kind of an interesting night. Nobody really wanted to keep the lead. It seemed like after that whole thing with Marcus happened out of turn 2.
Yeah, there's some of those nights where being the leader is kind of like a kiss of death. Definitely seen race nights that end up like that. Yeah, an entertaining night over at the Nodex Speedway, and I'll finish things off briefly with the Cheyenne Speedway, who got to start their season off with the new management running with Dusty and his wife Katina and their whole crew. For the first night, they did an excellent job. We were done at 9:30 with all the regular classes plus Race Saver sprints. Very entertaining racing. Track, of course, had a little character too because they also had quite a bit of rain over the last week or so. But they did a great job keeping the program moving with all the new pieces in place, and they got some really good things going to start the year. Of course, they did tribute laps for Memorial Day, so that's always a great hit with the fans, which great turnout by the fans as well. That was a very, very good crowd on Monday night, and it was a warm one. Your Short Trackers and Hornets kicked off feature action. They ran their feature before intermission, kind of similar to what other tracks do around the area. At first, it was Cassie hammering the 701H machine that was leading the way in front of Travis Olafson. Unfortunately, as she was leading, she blew the motor about halfway through. So, unfortunately, that ended the night for her, and that left clear sailing for Travis Olafson to get the feature win. He's out of the Bemidji area, so he traveled a long way to come race at the Cheyenne Speedway. So he kicked off feature action with the win there. Then your Hobby Stocks and Bombers, always an entertaining race down at the Cheyenne Speedway. Had a little bit of dust up at mid-pack that took out several key contenders, including Billy Caro, Tanner Jacobson, Riker Vetter had some engine woes, so a lot of heavy hitters on hand, but it was a battle between Dylan Thorpe and Joe Jacobson as they were duking side by side. As they kind of got together a little bit out of turn 4, Brody Michelson slingshotted around both of them to take the lead. And from there, he went on to get the feature win. And so Brody Michelson with a big win on Monday. Then it was your IMCA Race Saver sprint cars. They had 10 of them in attendance, and they were ripping around the quarter mile. Kate Taves set sail from the pole in front of Marcus Rodenbacher, and Marcus was all over her back bumper for the entirety of that race. They had a caution that set up a green-white checker, and Kate got a little bit tight through 3 and 4, and that gave Marcus just enough head of steam to win by, I believe it was, I want to say 12 thousandths of a second at the line. So big win for Marcus Rockenbacher in that Race Saver sprints. He did a Kyle Busch bow in recognition of him, and so great celebration in victory lane in that race. Your street stocks were on hand. A great solid field of street stocks with 17 in attendance. Cole Gressett drew the pole alongside KCU Status and pretty much set sail from the get-go. He would hold off early challenges from Hunter Carter, along with Tony Smith as well. Casey kind of stayed within about 5-6 corners, but could never really make a move on Cole. And Cole would go on to get another feature win out at the Cheyenne Speedway, a place he knows very, very well. NX Legends also was a very entertaining race. We had Colton Miller and Dusty Munn battling along with Ty Olson. Now, Ty and Dusty were putting on a great side-by-side battle for several laps. Unfortunately, Dusty had a little bit of a trouble and he actually spun in the second position, so that kind of ended his night prematurely. And from there, Ty had to hold off advances from Colton on various restarts, and Ty would go on to get the feature win. And he did a lot of traveling this weekend in that 7 machine, so he gets another great win. And then in the Midwest Modifieds, another guy who did a lot of traveling this weekend, Kyle Anderson set sail from the pole, holding out challenges from Jared Klein once again, along with Brennan Waite. Again, the track with a little bit of character made things interesting. You'd make one clean lap, and the next it'd be you never know where the car was going to end up. But Kyle, he kind of thrives on that kind of stuff, and he would go on to get the feature win for his first win of the season in front of Klein and Brendan Waite, who finished in third. So that was your night over the Cheyenne Speedway for Memorial Day, and finishing off a busy Memorial Day weekend.
And Mason, great car count. They had
Yes.
95 cars in Cheyenne on Monday, and some notes there too. 17 was Soda Street Stocks, 18 Bombers. Nice to see those car counts growing, and in the 20s for Legends and Midwest Mods too.
Yeah, that was very, very good to see. And they're going to be back to racing regularly on Sunday nights this year versus the last couple of years they've been on Thursdays, which I think I was talking with Brendan Waite before the race. I think overall, combination with drivers and fans, Sundays I think works better than Thursdays. Just overall, more people at the track, I think, on a Sunday night. Because growing up, if you're around that area, Sunday was always race day in Lisbon.
Yep.
So I think it'll be a good change. So now we're already about halfway through the week by the time this comes out, so we got to look ahead at what's upcoming next. Mr. Dakota Dirt, what's on tap? Racing,
More
More racing, Mason. Let's actually pull this up as I'm doing 3 different things right now.
Yeah, you're multitasking like crazy. Don't worry, I am too.
Trying to finish the power rankings somehow.
Don't worry, my multitasking may have caused the caution earlier, but that don't tell anyone.
Go here, open
Oh,
this.
Mason, does this mean that I can throw you a Cottingham Insurance caution? You know, race fans, Cottingham Insurance, they can help you with all types of insurance needs, whether it's vehicles, homeowners, or renters. You can check them out at their 2 locations in Bismarck and Underwood.
And
Very
don't
good
forget, the location in Bismarck is a new building for them too.
It is.
Location. It's all new. Anyways, let's see. What week are we on here?
We're still in May, surprisingly.
I know. This is weird. Thursday, the 28th, Tri-County Speedway is scheduled to race. Are they still doing that with their...
I haven't heard. If they're going to postpone it till June or if they're going to race this week.
It says postpone on my race pass.
Okay, so they are going to
Oh, it's postponed. Well, then we're not going to... Never mind that. Then the 29th, Dakota Speedway is back in action with weekly racing.
And Fix It Forward starts.
Yes. Fix It Forward Speedway with Fix It Felix in the pits. We'll be racing weekly racing at that is IMCA Modifieds, IMCA Stock Cars, IMCA 305 Race Saver Sprints, IMCA Hobby Stocks, IMCA Sport Mods, and NX Legends. Then you have the River City Speedway as well with the World of Outlaws, Sprint Cars, and the Wissota Late Models. The 30th, Jamestown Speedway is back with Big Rig Night. All their weekly classes will be in action. Devil's Lake Speedway is back in action as well with the NLRA Devil's Run Special. NLRA Wissota Late Models will be racing along with Wissota Midwest Mods, Wissota Street Stocks, and Pure Stocks. Estevan Motor Speedway will also be in action as they will be having a weekly show with IMCA Modifieds, IMCA Stock Cars, Sport Mods, Hobbies, and Slingshots. And then the week closes out with the Cheyenne Speedway with the Never Alone Mini Stock Special with Wissota Midwest Mods, Wissota Street Stocks, Hobby Stocks, slash Bombers, along with the Short Tractors slash Hornets and NX Legends. And the Nodax Speedway will have the World of Outlaws 410 sprint cars with IMCA stock cars.
Yes, so a lot of races taking place across the state of North Dakota, and starting on Thursday outside the state of North Dakota, we have Grand Rapids Speedway, KRA Speedway, and Norman County Raceway race. I believe they have the NLRA late models. They do. So that should be it tonight.
Yes.
Fun to watch late models over at Norman County. Kind of a preview of the World of Outlaws late models will be coming in about a month from now, I believe. Friday, May 29th, Brown County Speedway is racing. The Red Cedar Speedway having military night. We also have the I-94 EMR Speedway racing. They have the Northern Lights Modified Series. That's going to be Friday at I-94 and Saturday at Viking Speedway with the USRA Modified. So that should be interesting to see who all comes up for that. I'm kind of intrigued to see what kind of turnout they get. And then Princeton Speedway having Kids Night and Bike Giveaway. Saturday the 30th, mentioned Viking Speedway with the USRA Northern Lights Series. Greenbush is set to open their season after they had to cancel, unfortunately, this past weekend. Madison Speedway is also racing their second night. North Central Speedway, which is now named EMR North Central Speedway. That announcement just came across the airwaves today. Kids Night meet the drivers at Ogilvie Raceway, and Rice Lake Speedway another Saturday night for them. And then Sunday the 31st, Buffalo River is going to open up their season on Sunday. Granite City will finish off the Northern Lights Modified Series swing. Bemidji going to have their second weekend of racing on Sunday. Casino Speedway also in action along with Redwood Speedway. So a lot of tracks starting to get in their regular season routines of racing on their normal nights. And hopefully Mother Nature cooperates that the tracks that haven't been able to run yet can get their season started before the month of May ends here in just a week's time.
Yeah, ready.
Yeah, it's, well, like Jess had mentioned, it's weird because like Memorial Day weekend's come and gone, but we still have basically a full week of May.
We do. Yep.
It's like, dang, May's already gone. It's like, oh no, we still got a few days, but it's going to go by quick. We'll now display the white flag and give a shout out to our good friend Brody Karlsrud in the B1 IMCA stock car, who surprisingly has not raced much to start the year yet. Maybe I think he's got one race under his belt, and that was a week ago Friday at Norman County. So unfortunately, hasn't been able to go anywhere, but I believe he's got at least 2 nights on the schedule this weekend in his backyard. So be sure to follow his Facebook page at Brody Karlsrud B1 Racing, and as well as his podcast, The Real Deal with B1. Best of luck on the season, Brody, and thank you for supporting us on the Track Packers. Jessup, who do you have this week for wins of the week?
Oh, well, I'm going to start with John Nord. I thought his one was pretty impressive, outlasting everybody and being able to just navigate the middle part of the track where nobody else really wanted to go. So that's my first one. My second one.
I didn't know that was a new car either. That's a brand new car for him as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. My second one, I think I got to go with Billy Christ. That was a really spirited battle to get the win there and the street stocks. And my third win for this week is going to be Buddy Kofoid.
Ooh, the Houston twin. Yep.
That's a big win.
He's really good there. I keep forgetting to pick him there because he's very, very good around that place.
Yes, he is.
Good set of wins, Jessup. John, who are your wins of the week?
Okay, so I've got a few of them in here. So I have to give my first one of the week to Rob Stenvold.
Mhm.
First win since 2021 in the IMC Stock Car division. So really cool to see Rob back in victory lane and back up there on basically the podium in Minot. So that was kind of that was very cool to see. I think for Rob, I have to give a second win of the week to Gabe Deshaw in the brand new stock car. That was very cool to see as that B&B chassis looked very good up at the Nodak Speedway. I think he was third, if I'm not mistaken, on Monday within the stock car as well. He was either third or fourth, and one in McLean on Thursday and one on Sunday in Minot. So good start to the season for him in his stock car, as he's a rookie driver as well in the modifieds. And then my third win of the week, I have to give it to Leanne Christensen for all of the years of racing memories. It was really difficult for her to race on Saturday night. Larry, her husband, passed this past April, passed in April, and that was very unexpected. And he was very much at the track with Leanne each and every week. They did everything together, and that was a big loss for her. And that was one of the reasons why she said, you know what, I want to go out and have fun one more time, but for my fans, but it's just not the same without Larry being here. So I told her, I said, you still need to stay around the track to stay active, and do stuff and go from there. But I get it, definitely from the years of memories for 38 years. It was very difficult for her on Saturday.
Yeah, and again, really nice tribute before the races, and then in victory lane after the bomber and hobby stock feature event.
Yeah, that was pretty cool that we brought her up front and all the fans cheered and all that stuff and got to take a picture with track workers and those are memories that she'll remember for a long time.
Absolutely. Nice. Well, I'll finish off with my 3 wins of the week. My first one, I'm going to give it to Colton Miller in the 33M NX Legend. Correct me if I'm wrong, John. Was he the national champion in the Young Lions last year?
Yep.
Now, so coming off a national championship season, but like his weekend was a third and 2 seconds. Like he's improved quite a bit just in the span of the last year.
Yep, and he's raced a lot more in the last like 2 to 3 years because Holden ran a little bit. What was it? Maybe even back in about the 2022 time frame, maybe 21, 22. Colton was in the car here or there for just a little bit. He was really young back then. And then kind of got his feet wet. And then last 2 years, he's really been involved in racing the Legend a lot more, and he's improved a lot. He's one of the front runners that's going to be contending for wins regularly here, as he did this past weekend, and picking up wins at various tracks throughout the state.
Yeah, another one to add to the already competitive Legend field. And so he had a really, really strong weekend at 3 different tracks. My second win is another guy that's going to be competing for wins this year, and that's Tony Smith. He had a pair of top 5s, a third at Jamestown, a fourth at Cheyenne, which actually is interesting because he actually spun out on the first lap, went to the back, and then got all the way up to fourth and almost made the pass for third. So, and he was fast in his heat in Jamestown and Cheyenne, won both of his heats. So, I mean, he's got that car dialed in to start the year. So that's my second win of the week.
And Mason, he didn't go home empty-handed. He had a trophy on Saturday.
Oh, that's right. Billy gave him the kids' trophy after Saturday. That was great.
Yes, he did. Yep.
Yeah. Had to make sure he went home with something. Third win of the week, I'm going to just go off the top of my head. I'm going to give it to Levi Rant. He had a pair of wins in South Dakota to finish off the weekend. Obviously, I don't think he's raced at Huron before, but he won there on Saturday, and then he went over to the Casino Speedway and won on Sunday. So he had a pretty good weekend, claiming 2 feature wins outside of his usual tracks that he ventures to. And so those are my 3 wins of the week. Any closing thoughts as we wrap up this week's episode?
The World of Outlaws are making a trip throughout the state this weekend, like just a message. So just kind of, hit them up. Next week, the High Limits are in the state and around the region. And then the World of Outlaw late models are making an appearance at the end of June before the sprints are back in August. So some big series coming up here throughout the state. So if you can, race fans, go out there and support those shows. And then also don't forget about your weekly racing shows. It's always good to have fans in the grandstands, and it's nice out, so get outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're pretty much into summer weather now. Hopefully, Mother Nature lets us play nice and doesn't have any pop up shenanigans, as Brandon Beater would like to say. Because there was actually some shenanigans around my area tonight.
I
What a
saw that,
shock!
Mason. I saw
What
Jessup
a
that there was some like
shock!
pop up stuff around Mason, and I was like, he must have been bottling that up inside ever since Friday rained out.
Well,
Mason's been upset that he couldn't get the rain to hit Jamestown. He
Yeah,
tried.
he had that one little storm cell that popped up to the north of them over by Carrington on Saturday.
He tried, John. I was like,
He did.
Mason, don't do it.
And it was
Let
nice
us
out
enjoy the
Saturday too.
night.
I'm thankful Jamestown ran because otherwise I would have had to travel like 3 hours to find a track. I'm like, please, Jamestown, please run. I don't want to sit at home for a second straight night on this long weekend.
It was
Yeah,
funny to kind of watch on Saturday though too, because like right guys, when you talked about the amount of how wet the grounds were, I don't think the banking on the turns ever really did dry, like on the off of the turns. So if you literally got off the edge, you just kind of slid right down into the mud, which was kind of interesting to see throughout the night. It got drier as the night kept going, but I was just like, yeah, there's no way. I think there was one bomber heat earlier in the night to where I think was it Riker Vetter that got pushed off the high side. Yeah, it was. Riker got pushed off, and I'm like, there's no way he's stopping. He's just gonna slide for days. Yep.
And he did.
So yep.
Slide.
One note before we close the show to anyone at Jamestown that's watching, nice addition with the catwalk off of turns 1 and 2. Please get a better system, get up there because the ladder scares the heck out of me.
Now, Mason,
we can't put in an Escalade.
This is you on any given thing that has height. I mean, do we remember Mason trying to crawl up the flag stand in Jamestown back in the day? I mean,
you have probably never seen that because I have never attempted that.
Yeah, I mean, he would be scared crapless. And just the two of us, we go up that thing all the time. And then it's kind of funny because I saw you up on the catwalk, and I'm like, wonder how Mason got up there. Because I know that ladder isn't the most stable thing in the whole entire world. So yes, because I have been up there too already.
I have not. It looks really nice.
It
It's
is
right
a
off
nice
the top of the turn. Yep.
I definitely recommend it, but hopefully they have a built-in staircase or something.
How are you going to build it in, Mason? Explain. Use
Yes.
your words to describe.
You build it, they will come.
What do you mean you build it? Who put you in charge of things?
Yes, this is true.
I'm just offering helpful suggestions for people that want to also experience that catwalk.
I think they have it set up that way to keep the riffraff away.
This is very true. Very true. And not only that, you guys, I have to give kudos out to all the tracks this past weekend because Mother Nature threw kind of a curveball with the cold weather this past week to kind of, the end of the week, the rain on top of it. And a lot of tracks fought the battle to get their shows in without canceling. And kudos to those tracks because track conditions might have not been ideal, but it was nice to be back at the racetrack. And I think that was kind of the consensus across the board.
Yep. It was pretty good turnout at all the tracks I went to this weekend. So that was nice to see. And nice to see a lot of the drivers come out for the first time this year as well.
Yep. And tracks will get better, right? As we dry out a little bit here in the next week into, the next couple of weeks, it'll definitely get better.
For sure. Well, that'll do it then for episode 7 of season 5 for the Track Packers. As always, be sure to like, share, and comment, and let us know if you're watching the show. We'd love to give you a shout out here on one of the future episodes. Thank you to our sponsors, Paul Bunyan Mini Storage, Isaac Hot Sauce Sandro, and The Real Deal with B1, Brody Carlsrud. We're just 1 week away from the month of June, and so the season is still young. So we'll see you out there packing the track.